throws his Q and then presses hard. That's the shot fight. Oh god, he's so dumb. It's crazy, bro.
Talking smack though, spamming in the chat, you're clueless, you owe an apology to the goat cause you're pissed low, shy cap the top when it's over, you know. Ooh, where the fuck Shenji? OMG didn't make worlds, no plan B. One more wave and I can guarantee Weibo in the LPL, yeah, it'd be fucking free. Way locking in Ivan and Mal guys as I come get locked down, say goodbye. Dom running low on the copium supply, part of you loves him but he don't dare lie. Fraud, I adore your attempted flaming montage plays, you know I'm framing 80 carat tops better listen than aiming. World's title this year we reclaiming. The shy is back, he is back. Smoke the doubters, the whole pack. One more wave and you get slapped. Dumb, stop smoking all that crack.
All the doubters are raw, they don't care for the sound like Sasuke. G2 with 3Q, sent to the GP if it's a parlay. Go to the top back, something like your Marjay tearing. Watch your whole team come facial. That's food on the top like table. Never can KT, that's a fable. Roster fell in a flash like Cadro. Fell in a flash like DC, Giga the shy, mate. Top look DC, he be cancelling top gap GZ. Inconsistent, more forms than EV. Score when your team's so free, that's hat-trick. Squidward fell to excel like Patrick. One more wave is the tactic. 1v1, your top gun like Maverick. World's energy, IG in abundance. Versatile, Leroy in a dungeon. Jungle 2v1 and he done them. Allergic to L's like healing reduction. Season 8, the great not topping it. Piece of cake on a plate and nominate. Leave the Drake, get aced on top of it. Screens turn grey hair, I will dominate.
Shy is back, he is back. Smoke the doubters, the whole pack. One more wave and you get slapped. Dumb, stop smoking all that crack.
Back like it's recalling time. Go on base.
Willing to die for my guy.
Cajo and I like Rookie the Shy.
OMG in shambles.
Like Law in a fight.
If you say fraud, just don't type.
Hey, you're wayward.
You're shy, so shameless.
To try fight.
The goat in the top, that's right.
What killer man's got? Get shut down. Stepping in top. Cross the stage. Slap your face. Look in your eyes. Like what?
Ignore the ref.
Keyboard get bent. Round your face. Smash.
Pick up the keys, a stamp in your head.
And your jungle, I won't be camping again.
Back off.
Quick solo bolo. Then go take golems like Frodo. Wait, please don't Frodo. And your Pedro. Oh no, don't worry man, he saved it.
Must have cast it on payslip. Heard he saw him on Craigslist.
And now he pays him in pesos.
The shy is back, he is back. Smoke the doubters, the whole pack. One more wave and you get slapped. Dumb, stop smoking all that crack.
Hello everyone, how's it going? I hope you can hear me. Okay, I don't have my widget go. There we go. Yes, I hope you can hear me okay. I'm going to check this because I've recently reinstalled Windows and everything and sorted my computer out and some programs and things. This is the first time I've done a stream since doing it, so I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me. Yes, you can hear me. Right, okay. And now I need to know, I hope it's the right microphone that I'm using. How do I, oh God. Do you know what? I'm just going to leave it, I think. I'm just going to, hang on a minute. I should have done this before, shouldn't I? There we go, settings. Audio. Right, let's put default microphone. I'm going to make sure that's the Yeti. There we go. Right, hopefully people can still hear me. Okay. Let's have a look here. Oh, hang on a minute. What's going on here? I can see the chat is all greyed out here. Oh, God. Is that Finlow? Hello, Dom. Long time since I tuned in. Sounds good, Dom. Okay, cool. Yeah, for some reason, my... you can see this, right? Look at that. Look at the chat there. I can't see it. It's so greyed out. I don't know what that's all about. That's really strange. I'm not going to be able to read it that well, read the chat that well, annoyingly. That's annoying, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I'll just turn my brightness up on my phone and I should be able to see the chat. Oh, actually, no, I can't see it that well. Ah, that's really annoying. This is annoying, isn't it? Oh God. Let me shut the app down. Hang on. I'm gonna upgrade my app, and while I'm doing that, I'll just talk through some of the bits and pieces from the past week. Can we see this okay here? Can you see this okay? No, that's strange. Seemed like there was a message you can dismiss at the bottom. See if pressing that will help. Yeah. All right. I'll try that again. For some reason, this is really annoying here. You can't see my window, and I don't know why that's happened. Bear with me, people tuning in. I will get this. This is strange here, really strange. Can you see that when I do that? No. It was literally working a second ago when I did this, so I don't know what's going on there. That's very strange. Thank you for helping me, by the way, guys. I will get into the swing of things in a couple of minutes, I'm sure. No, it's still not letting me doing it. It's saying like, let's have a look here. Follower only chat. Yeah, it does. It says cheer 1 bit for your first badge. I don't want that. I want that to go away there. That's really annoying, isn't it? I don't know why it's doing that. Let me do it this way. Hang on a minute. You cannot cheer in your own channel. Yeah, I know that. That's really annoying. I think I'm going to have to update the app, so just bear with me a second, everyone. I'm just going to update it. I should have updated that earlier, to be honest. And then I'll sort this out. That's a good start to my stream, isn't it? Right, let's try and add in Chrome here. Right, hang on a minute. God almighty. I'm getting really old and rubbish here. Right, there we go. Okay. Now usually I crop some of the stuff here, right, to make this a bit easier to look at. So let me just crop some of this. Let's see how I go with this. There we go. I usually go like that, and then I put it behind, I think. Usually go like that. Yeah, that's what I usually do, that. I can't see who did that. Oh, no. Nukov is now following, I think. Thank you, Nukov. Bear with me here. I reinstalled Windows the other day, and it means a lot of things like this have just got... There we go. Right, let me do that. And let me make sure that the notifications are at the top. Right, hang on a minute. Is that it? Streamlabs alert box. There we go. Let me move that to the top. Right. That's a little bit better, isn't it? That is a little bit better now. And if I look at articles here, yeah, you can kind of see it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Right. Now let's see if this works. I've updated this app here. Let's have a look here. Switching to creator mode. Oh, maybe that's what I needed to do. Switch to creator mode. There we go. My channel. I'm getting there, guys. Right, here we go. Hey, right, I'm back now. I'm here. I can see the chat now. That's okay. Silence said it seemed like there was a message. Oh, yeah, I've read that, yeah. Nukov said, did you reinstall it while trying to get Starfield to work? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Were you following all that, Nukov, on my Twitter? I did manage to get it to work, thankfully. It took me a while. My friend came around. I mean, I upgraded a few bits anyway. I upgraded my graphics card and my processor, but it took a while for me to figure out what was going on in Starfield. And it looked like it was just not having it because the game was installed on a different drive. Basically, I had my C drive with Windows on. Then I had another drive with Steam on. like a big drive that had loads of things on, and then I had an SSD with games on, right? So it was 3 drives, and my mate was like, "Yeah, that's no good, especially if you've upgraded your graphics card." So we reinstalled Windows on the drive, the SSD that has my games on, and then it started working. And after all that faffing about, I'm not even playing Starfield now. I've been playing Baldur's Gate, which I feel like is the better game, to be honest. So yeah, that's had a lot of time between Baldur's Gate and the new Mario game, which my wife got me for my birthday. I've been like on some kind of dopamine high. That's been de-stressing me a lot, those 2 games. When I'm able to play the Mario game, my oldest son, he keeps taking it out of my Switch and playing it on his Switch. And then I don't know where it is sometimes of an evening. And it's like, hang on a minute, this was supposed to be my present, not your present, right? It's your 7th birthday soon. You can get some presents, but you leave my Mario game alone. Nukov says, my PC is a mess. I had to play Starfield on the Xbox Series X to avoid all this mess. Needed an upgrade for a good year. Starfield's come and gone. Yeah, it has. But do you know what, Nukov? Because I have such little time, for me to even play a game within a few months of its release is quite rare for me. I mean, I've still got games on my PS4 downloaded, like God of War, the God of War 1 remake or whatever it was, right, from like 2017 or so. I've still got God knows what other games on there. Red Dead Redemption 2 I still haven't played. Final Fantasy 7 remake I still haven't played much of, right? So I've got all this stuff, but something about Starfield really wanted me to play it, but then I've just gone all in on Baldur's Gate and Mario. We had a baby last year and I'm still managing 2 jobs. Gaming time is few and far between. It's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard. I was DMing someone about this the other day, actually, who was saying, hey, how's it going, Dom? And I said, yeah, good, thanks, but, you know, I do get stressed with the esports news stuff sometimes, and I feel like, yes, I've chased my passion, which is quite nice, but, you know, journalism doesn't pay very well, so, you know, and they were like, yeah, but, you know, you don't want to be stuck in a job you don't want to do, and then you get to the end of your life and regretted it, and I'm like, yeah, I know, right, that's right. But I also don't really want my children to go without. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I've got 3 young children, don't have a lot of spare cash. So it's like, you know, weighing things up. Anyway, I've got a plan for next year to hopefully sort out some of the revenue side of things. I would like to do at some point some kind of course for aspiring journalists, writers, editors, people who want to do, you know, written content online. I think I've got a lot of experience now and I can give back. I want to give back, so I'm going to do that, and I think, you know, I will keep that very reasonably priced as best as I can, because I know that, you know, aspiring writers and students and things like that don't have a lot of spare money. So that's something I've got plans for, because people have said to me as well, oh, Dom, you could be, I could see you as a lecturer in the future doing this and that, and I'm like, yeah, I would like to do that. I think, you know, maybe working for an actual uni. But that's probably, I'd say, 10 to 15 years away. Maybe even a bit longer. Actually, yeah, in 10 years I'll be 48, which is scary. So yeah, maybe that's like 10 to 15 years away. But anyway, yeah, Nukov says journalism doesn't pay well. It doesn't. And you know, I thought I could almost beat the system in a way by doing my own site. And I think because I own my platform, yeah, my earnings potential is higher. But I just end up doing loads of content and I don't do the partnership side of things very well. So I don't fulfill that potential, you know. So it is what it is. I don't want to moan because, you know, I'm lucky to be doing what I'm doing. Silence says, I haven't managed Starfield, Baldur's Gate or Mario or anything yet. I recently got into the newest main series Pokemon game. Oh, nice. Yeah, do you know what? I'm really happy because my eldest son, he's just finishing up. I don't know if I've got it down here. Is it Pokemon? Yeah. So we was all excited for Pokemon Violet and Scarlet last year. Barely played it, and then he's picked up my old copy of Shield, and he's finished it. I'm really happy for him because that's the first game he's finished all by himself. I say all by himself. I did help him a little bit. There were some points where he was skipping through the text and not knowing what to do. And I've said to him, you have to read the text to know where you're going. And it's been a really good encouragement for him because it's helped him learning to read, right? It's helped, well, he's already learning to read pretty well at school, but it's given the encouragement, right? It's given him a sort of hook to want to learn to read so he can get better at the game. And I said, yeah, you keep getting better at reading, you'll be able to play other games like Zelda and Final Fantasy. Although I've got an old PlayStation Classic Mini under the TV in the living room, and I was showing my son Final Fantasy 7, the original, the other week, and my wife found out after he got a little bit, not addicted, but he wanted to keep playing it a couple of times, and my wife found out that it's like a 12 or a 15 or something, and that was the end of that. My wife is a bit of a stickler for age ratings, unfortunately for my son, and I feel bad for him. I feel sorry for him because Smash Brothers is technically a 12. I don't know how that game is a 12. Probably, you know, some of the characters in it like Bayonetta and maybe Solid Snake and stuff. But in my opinion, that game should not be a 12. It should be a 7. And he's desperate to play Smash Brothers. Bless him. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know, and a lot of people do say to me, "I'm happy to help with this, Dom. Happy to help with that," and I do appreciate it. At the same time, I do feel like I'm a little bit of a lone wolf. I've worked in quite a few teams over the years, and when it's just myself, there's only myself that I can, you know, that can let myself down and stuff like that, you know. But I have worked with some great people in recent years. Hannah Marie, shout out to Hannah. Over the past year or so has helped me a lot with Apex Legends stuff and coverage. But, you know, whenever I get a sponsor in, I try and support people where I can. I don't really like, you know, people doing things for me for free. I've kind of gone past that now. And volunteers tend to need a lot of training up as well. I prefer people who are trained like Hannah, and then I can pay them where I can, but it's where I can. The where I can bit is quite hard. But I'm hoping to do a couple of events soon. I'm hoping to get a sponsor on board. They seemed interested in supporting me for this World's Viewing Party Esports breakfast thing that I did a poll on recently. That'll be Sunday 19th of November. I'm hoping that sponsorship comes in so I can go ahead with that. Nukov says you got that recent index bit, that was decent. Yeah, it was, Nukov, but you know, it's not an awful lot. You know, at the moment, my packages and my salesy stuff tends to be selling something for 1 month, you know, so like ads for a month, a couple of sponsored articles. Index sponsored the the community party at Epic LAN. It's 20 years of Epic LAN, and they let me piggyback 8 years of Esports News UK. But that's gone, you know, that ends next week, that partnership. So it's like, okay, I've got to get something else. I have to get a partnership in a month, really, if I'm to, you know, pay all my bills and all that stuff. But anyway, I don't want this to be woe is me. Hey, hi Crazy, how are you? Yeah, it is a shame Arsenal lost. I've watched the tail end of the second half, and yeah, we don't seem to be doing that well at the moment. But it was 1-0, you know, and it's at Newcastle. It's always going to be hard at Newcastle, but yeah. Silence says the newer Pokemon games are a lot more user-friendly. Yes, I agree. It's the nicest, most generous people that have the least revenue streams available simply because they aren't ready to exploit people for their own game. Yeah, yeah, I know that's generalising a little bit, but I think there's a lot of truth in that, what you're saying there. I wouldn't be comfortable. It wouldn't feel right, you know, if I had... I did that online course and I charged people a fortune and I had a steady stream of like 20 new sign-ups a month, and I had all this money I didn't know. But to be honest, you know, if the course does well, I'll probably end up using some of that to reinvest into the site and bringing on freelancers and stuff. Then I wouldn't feel so bad, you know. But even then, I'm not going to charge a bomb. Anyway, shall we go into newsy stuff? First of all, if there's anyone wants to talk about, I know when I do these streams, I always like to say, what are people seeing on their timelines? What news are people following at the moment? You know, talk to me, because there's sometimes things I miss. Like today, I haven't been on social media at all. I could have missed news stories and things like that. I haven't done a stream in a while, like I alluded to in my tweet. When is a weekly stream not a weekly stream? When it becomes a monthly stream, because I just don't have time to do stuff. By the way, if you haven't done this already, please go and do this. Again, this stuff supports me, right? It's Sunny Pictures who've booked a sponsored article on my site. Again, I don't charge a lot for sponsored articles, but this is a I don't usually put sponsored articles on my stream, but this is a PS5 giveaway. So, and there's only about 70 people have entered at the moment. 71 people have entered. So, you know, that's quite a good chance, isn't it? It's not like a tweet that's got like thousands of retweets. Like, you've got quite a good chance of winning. So go for that. That's the pinned tweet on the Esports News UK thing. Let me hang on a minute. Let me put this. I'll put it in the chat. So if anyone wants a PS5, good luck and go for it. Okay. Yeah, and that's promoting the Gran Turismo film, which is really cool, by the way. I'm not just saying that. I saw that a couple of months ago. There was a couple of little tacky moments in there, I thought. But overall, it was a very good film about the GT Academy story. You know, the gamer that's really good at Gran Turismo and then becomes like a professional racing driver on the physical track. But anyway, yeah, go into that if you haven't already. And then I'll just chat about stuff as usual. Crazy said, been a week since back from my trip and also been working hard with Showman Esports. Where did you go? Where did you go, mate? Silence says, I clocked my Twitch name doesn't match other stuff now. I'm slowly trying to update, unify my personal branding. It's Alex Kicks. Right. Hello, Alex. How are you? Yes, good to see you the other week. And that's fine. That's fine. Let me make a note of that as well, because, do you know what? To help me and my boomer brain, I have at the back of my notepad, I have a list of all Twitch usernames, people that frequent this stream, and what their real life names are, so that when I see them, I remember who they are, right? Because this has happened to me quite a bit. So let me make a note. Okay. And then I'll know it's you, Alex. Okay. Right, there we go. And I should keep that open at all times. People drop in, and then it helps me remember who people are. I mean, like, heck knows, I'm really bad at that stuff. You know, people saying hi to me in real life and sometimes forgetting who they are because, you know, I've only spoken to them in DMs and things like that. That's a tough one for me. But yeah. I just got on that silly good giveaway. Yeah, it is. The movie was all right. Could have done better. Oh, you went to Saudi Arabia? Oh, yes, you told me. Yeah, how was it? Crazy. What did you do out there? Did you do any esports stuff? I mean, I saw this today, so I did a quick write-up on this. Team UK are out of the Overwatch World Cup. It's history repeats. They've got to the quarterfinals and the semi-finals so many times over the years, and they're out again at the quarterfinals. I love this picture, by the way. Two of the players, Backbone, just chilling out during the pools, using the lever on their gaming chairs to just have a little rest. I thought it went pretty well with the headline, so I had a bit of fun with that one. Actually, I think some of the quarterfinals, some of the semi-finals might have been going on. I think it's South Korea versus China in one semi-final at BlizzCon, and Finland versus Saudi Arabia in the other. I know this is Overwatch. I don't do a lot of Overwatch stuff, but who knows what the hell is happening with Overwatch esports. So, you know, I might as well cover it. We don't know. This could be the last Overwatch World Cup at BlizzCon. Who knows? Who the heck knows what's going on with the Overwatch League and all of that stuff. So, shall we have a look at the Liquipedia? And let's see how things are going on with that. By the way, if you're new to these streams, I do tend to just meander all over the place. You know, I don't really have a set plan. I just chat about the news of the week. I chat with you all. Whatever you want to chat about, ask my thoughts. You want my thoughts on something, worlds or whatever else. This is what I like, the interactivity. I don't have thousands of viewers, but I don't really want thousands of viewers. I'd rather have an engaged 10 to 20 people who are talking to me than a few hundred people that are, you know, difficult to get along with or aren't talking at all. So yeah, but anyway, let's have a look here. Who's playing at the moment? I think it's, oh no, it's not up. Okay, 40 minutes. All right, so hang on. South Korea versus Finland is going on right now. Finland are beating South Korea, and then we got China versus Saudi Arabia, where you just visited. Crazy. That's on in 40 minutes. So yeah. By the way, did anyone see the? I know this is usually an esports stream, but did anyone see the BlizzCon stuff, the World of Warcraft stuff? Because I have to say, I'm an old World of Warcraft player. I played it like half my life ago when I was at uni. I loved Vanilla WoW and the first expansion, and I quite like the look of the updates they're doing to Classic WoW. It's not Classic Plus, it's called something else. Everyone's calling it Classic Plus. But I like the look of it. Season of Discovery, that's it. Well, WoW Classic Season of Discovery. And I mean, that's coming at the end of the month as well, which is pretty cool. And then they've got 3 expansions they've announced that are going to be linked, kind of like Final Fantasy style. The World Soul Saga, that's it. So they're finally addressing what's happening with that sword that plunged into the planet. If you don't follow Warcraft, you probably think, what the hell are you talking about, Dom? But I'm quite excited again. And this is like a kind of a new Blizzard, right? A new direction for Blizzard, isn't it? With now that Microsoft, the deal has gone through, the UK Competitions and Market Authority gave approval to that deal, we're going to see Activision Blizzard maybe go in a different direction. How will they go in a different direction for esports? That remains to be seen. I think we need a new StarCraft. I was saying this at Epic Land to a few people because they have this. Well, let's do an Epic Land thing, because I haven't done an article on Epic 40 yet. Last weekend I was at Epic Land last weekend. I've got one more interview to transcribe, Gumpster, and then I'm going to do a big article rounding up all the people that won the charity match, other quotes and things I've got from people as well. Newcoff says, I want to get to Riyadh next summer for the Esports World Cup, I think. iCrazy says, I went for religious reasons. I remember you saying now, iCrazy. Yeah, I'm glad it went well. Silence. Alex says, I was really interested in the piece you did on Samsung on gaming with disabilities. Yes, I'm looking into what officially licensed hardware is available for all platforms to put out some information on that for people. That's interesting. Might be helpful information for you to append to that particular article if you're interested when I finish writing it up. Yeah, absolutely. I love updating articles with relevant info. Alex, so just send that through when you have it. Should we bring this up here? And actually, do you know what? I have to apologise for this, because this is based on a press release that was sent to me on about blooming October 4th. You know, sometimes on my news list, I will have press releases and news that I like the look of, and for whatever reason I don't get onto it. I'm too busy with freelance stuff, I'm too busy at events, I'm too busy with the kids, I'm too busy with other news, right? My news list is always chopping and changing. If something mega comes in, Excel signs faker, everything in my news list gets bumped down a bit, and I have to jump on that story, right? And this is one of the things that unfortunately kept getting pushed down by things. You know, I was at Epic Land, I was at other event. We had ESI London, didn't we? The Saudi partnership with ESI London. I had to jump on that, and so this poor press release got pushed down, but it was important. And you know, stuff like this is important to me. My dad's disabled. I have people in my family who are disabled, friends, so you know, and I don't take things for granted. You know, my uncle has MS quite bad, right, to the point where he's you know, gets blurred vision and all that stuff. He can't play games like he used to. He got me into Final Fantasy 7 and those old games, so I'm always, you know, empathetic and thinking of what different people will go through. I do my best to anyway, but regardless of that, I mean, this is, I found this quite an interesting stat as well. You know, that's almost half, isn't it? 40% pretty much of gamers with disabilities forced to abandon their favourite games due to lack of like accessibility options. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? That would, I'd hate to be, you know, oh Dom, you can't play the new Warcraft expansion because it's not suitable, you know, it's not accessible enough for you with your disability or whatever. Like, that would frustrate me. So it must frustrate so many other gamers as well. And there was a lot of stats in here as well. You know, I've tried to put them in bold to make them jump out a bit. You know, over half of respondents express a wish to see characters that reflect their disabilities. We don't see many disabled characters in games, do we? Really, I'm not trying to shove things onto game developers, but I would like to see a bit more of that realism. I mean, who have we got in League of Legends? What's her name? Camille, isn't it? She's got like robot legs and stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. I think it'd be nice to have some more representation, because representation in games, it doesn't only mean sexuality and race and all that stuff, does it? Right? It's this stuff as well. What do you call it? There's a word for it. Like, it's inclusion, isn't it? But it's like the word I'm thinking of is like ability or whatever it is. There's a word I'm forgetting here. But this survey, you know, it wasn't with a ton of people. 500. Some surveys you get thousands. 500 adults with physical and invisible disabilities. And this also comes, doesn't it, at a point where I added in a line here. Microsoft plans to block the use of unauthorized third-party controllers and accessories for Xbox consoles. Some in the community said this is bad for gamers with disabilities. Others say there are still accessible devices available to them. I actually retweeted here one of my old colleagues who now is at gamesindustry.biz. I'm trying to find where it is. Here it is, here. Xbox will block unauthorized third-party controllers. Yeah, from what I understand, this is more, you know, protecting their brand and, you know, all of that stuff, rather than trying to shut out, make things harder for disabled gamers. Because I think they do still have, they have like a accessible controller. Here it is here, Xbox adaptive controller. But I mean, you know, does that, you know, is that going to work for everyone, this thing? I don't know how this works. You know, I don't have very good knowledge of this. Does this work for everyone? I'm sure there are some people out there that won't be able to use this. I don't know. Nukov says 20 years, more years of WoW storytelling is mad. Yeah, 100%. If you'd have asked 19-year-old me if World of Warcraft would still be a thing, yeah, I probably would have believed you, because it was so big back then when it launched. Silence said, I think it was a good time to put it out, with your release being just after the changes. Yes, yeah, for the Xbox stuff. Nintendo rulings too. Nintendo, they changed their controllers. Is this it here? Nintendo wins ruling to end patent lawsuit over Switch controllers. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's it. OD, how's it going? Silence says, so the accessible controllers basically have a bunch of ports on the back to input different button sticks that work for whatever your own needs are. Yes, you're right. How are you, OD? Okay, and this is a perfect example of how we meander all over the place on these streams, because this is, congrats OD Scan on your partnership with NSE, National Student Esports, the one of two big university esports bodies and tournament operators in the UK. So yeah, always good to see like, you know, a really long-standing, reputable system builder, PC seller, partnering up in, you know, doing an esports partnership. So nice one, OD. And I've led with the angle here. They're going to launch a new esports tournament, open to students and alumni. I quite like that, right? So you're going to be able to get, say you've just graduated from uni and you can't play in the student tournaments anymore. I like this idea of a tournament that's open to students and alumni. That's pretty cool, because you could have some old like veterans coming back to represent their uni. This will be run by NSE and take place after the British University Esports Championships spring season, right? So it's a little way off yet. So next sort of whatever, May, June. And then there's a quote from you, Odie, there that was in the what do you call it? The press release. Did you, now be honest, Odie, did you say this or did someone else say this for you? Because I've never heard you say our groundbreaking 3XS systems gaming PCs are at the forefront of design and technology. Odie, I've never heard you say that in real life. Is that? Did you say that? Did you write that? Helping to enrich the student experience and support university esports. Come on, let's be honest with us here, Odie. Got another announcement next week too. I guess I can play too now. I'm Dr. Odie. Yes, let's... oh, do you know what? I feel bad here because I've put a link in saying the news comes after Odie left Royal Ravens and joined Scan Computers early this year, but I forgot to link to the other story we did with you recently. If I Google Odie Doctor, there we go. I said something and he wrote bigger words, okay? Sports Jargon says having alumni also gets more unis involved as many small unis struggle to get full teams if alumni can't join. Yeah. Oh, I'm Harvey, by the way. I need to change my Twitch name. Harvey, thank you. Harvey is a new Patreon supporter of Esports News UK. Thank you, Harvey. We've had 2 new Patreon supporters over the past few weeks. Harvey and Lee. Lee, who had a stand at ESI London, the ESG gaming lot, the charity. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Harvey. I don't big up my Patreon too much, but if anyone's interested, there's a support us link at the top right here on the Esports News UK website, and there's a big fat Patreon. That should be a link there. Why have I not made that a link? But there's a link to Patreon there. I do weekly vlogs, like behind the scenes vlogs. I talk about a little bit like what I do on these streams, really, but I open up more of a specific feature or interview I'm working on, and you know, if there's been any particular challenges and things like that, upcoming events, upcoming plans, all that stuff. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, we were talking about Odie, weren't we? Yeah, Odie says, I told you I would fix UK esports this year. You did say that. Yes, you did say that. So, yeah, congrats, Odie, as well. Yeah, congrats for your lifetime achievement in esports class of 2023 at the Esports Awards and the honorary doctorate at the University of Chichester the other week. So, that's really cool, Odie, and I think you look good there. That's really nice. Was this photoshopped, by the way, Odie? Because I can see a sort of like black outline. Maybe I'm wrong. I can see some sort of thin outline around the edge here. Was that? It's half. I wasn't fully sure if it's photoshopped. But yeah, other people on that esports lifetime achievement class of 2023, you got Crim6 in there, Chris Packett. There's who are the others here? I've listed them all. Nazgul, retired StarCraft Brood War player. Rafa, Quake player. Grubby, another player of strategy games, StarCraft 2, Warcraft 3, Age of Empires, Flash, StarCraft. I mean, it is those sort of old school esports players, isn't it? In here, Mark Merrill, of course, needs no introduction, co-founder of Riot Games, and yeah, I've mentioned Crim6 there as well. I forget that Crim6 is a sim racer now. I forget about that. Obviously, it was Call of Duty, massive in Call of Duty, but it's now an ESL R1 driver for FaZe Clan. I mean, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? For him to transition from like top level COD shooting to go into sim racing at his age as well. I'm guessing he's in his 30s, Crim6. But yeah, good stuff, Odie. Good stuff. Hey, John's here as well. How are you, John? Probably need more than a year. Yeah. It's oh, Odie says no, the missus took it. Oh, okay, nice. FaZe is part owned by Ben and Luke, which is surreal. Yeah, 100%. Nukov says Krim has loved his sim racing for years. He's a huge car nut. He's just 30 now. Right, okay, thanks for the intel. See, this is great. I love all the intel and the knowledge you guys have, right? But your collective knowledge is much more than my little pea brain. Merc, it is now Merc. Is that Uncle Merc? Have you changed your username, Merc, or is this a different Merc? What was I saying? We were going to go and talk about something like... Oh, yeah, the FaZe stuff. So, yeah, it's... I mean... God. Let me see if this comes up here. Where is it? Yeah, I wrote this at ESI London. Code Red Esports parent company GameSquare to acquire $16 million valued FaZe clan. I mean, do you know, so I covered this, and then I did a little section on, with GameSquare now owning both FaZe and Complexity, what does this mean for competitive integrity, right? Will the two org brands merge? Because, you know, you're going to get a lot of Counter-Strike in particular, Counter-Strike events, big Counter-Strike events where Complexity are going to play against FaZe, and they've both got the same parent company. It's a bit odd. From what I understand, there will be some restrictions where they won't be able to do that, right? Actually, after I wrote this, right, I wrote this and published it, and I did a tweet saying, hey, what does this mean for competitive integrity now that FaZe and Complexity have, you know, got the same owners? And what's his name? Who's the Complexity guy? Why is his name eluding me? The Complexity founder. Is it Jason something? God, I'm going to have to Google it. My brain is... Jason Lake. Jason Lake followed me a few hours after I posted that Twitter. So yeah, thanks, Jason, for following me. I did DM him actually and ask him about that situation, but he couldn't tell me what was going on. But I did see, is it HLTV, I think, did something the other day on this. Was it someone else? If I type in FaZe Complexity, what's the word? Integrity. Someone did an article on it that was pretty good. This was it here, yeah. HLTV. ESL to review FaZe acquisition implications. The acquisition by GameSquare raised conflict of interest question marks due to Complexity being owned by the same company. Of course, it will raise those questions. And HLTV actually got a statement from ESL that said, we are aware of the acquisition and are examining the potential implications this may have on their participation in our tournaments and our business relations. If the outcomes of this review lead to any updates, we will announce those in due course. I mean, this was 2 weeks ago, and something needs to happen, because I saw the other day there's an upcoming event where FaZe and Complexity are in there again. I can't remember what event it is. It's a upcoming big CS event. You know, something needs to go. Top comment by FaZe. Yeah, I was talking to someone who said they believe FaZe will become like the lifestyle brand and Complexity more the competitive side of things. I mean, it gets even more confusing, right? Because you've got, was it Complexity Liquid? Was it Complexity Liquid? No, it wasn't Complexity Liquid. It was Complexity something in the Warcraft. Complexity Limit. Right, I know Limit is a Warcraft guild, but anyway, are we going to have FaZe Complexity Limit as a... doesn't roll off the tongue very well, does it? So yeah, I think they'll be split in some way. But if I'm a FaZe Clan fan, I'll be upset if FaZe just stopped doing all of their esports stuff. You know, I might be a FaZe COD fan or whatever. Oh, it's you, Merc. Okay, cool. Yeah. Odie says, but you're an Esports Awards nominated dude too. Yes, that is true, yeah. And actually, an update on that, guys. I was hoping to get some sponsorship in for this World's Viewing Party I want to do in a couple of weeks in London. Maybe a Christmas party, maybe sell some ads this month and next. If I get all of that in, yeah, I can use a big chunk of that to go out to Vegas at the end of the month. It looks like it's a whole week-long thing out there, because there's Scholars Awards, these collegiate awards and stuff like that. And you know, if I'm gonna go out to Vegas, I might as well make the most of it, right? I might as well do the networking, do these multiple events that the Esports Awards lot are doing while I'm out there. And you know, there's a punk rock museum that opened in Vegas earlier this year that I really want to go to. It's got all the like the US punk rock stuff and all of that. I want to go there. So I might as well make a whole week of it rather than just fly out, do the event, stay one night and then fly back. But yeah, it's going to cost. It's about $4,000, I think, with everything. If I want to go, you know, the ticket, the hotels, the flights. Food's probably not that bad because there'll probably be some food provided, right? And it's not going to cost a lot to get myself food for a week. But yeah, 4K is still a lot of money. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It's unlikely I'll be going out there, but I have spoken to quite a few journalists who've been nominated in previous years about it, and all of them told me, Dom, yeah, it's a nice event, but probably not worth all that money. You know, shame it's not in London still, isn't it? I could have just hopped on a train. Yeah, Merck's asking about the result. Yeah, I'm just saying, Merck, before you joined this stream, I only watched the tail end of the second half. But we haven't been playing well lately. It was always going to be a hard game at St James's Park. And, yeah, you know, well done to you guys for winning. It's always tough playing against Newcastle, and we haven't been playing that well lately. And you were almost right with your prediction about... what was your prediction? Are you talking about Newcastle or FaZe? Oh, Jason Lake, he's my mate. Odie said he's my mate. Actually, my most trusted mate in esports. Oh, that's brilliant, Odie. He seems like a really nice guy as well, Jason, from what I've read. Do you know what? I want to look at this here, because I did a tweet. I tweeted at him a while ago. I think he did a... Jason BW Lake. Oh no, I remember what it was now. Paul Challoner did a series of podcasts and interviews with people in esports a while back, and he interviewed Jason Lake, I think, and I really liked the interview. Yeah, this was it here with Paul Challoner back streaming again. This was a year and a bit ago. I said it reminded me to finally finish his old esports podcast series. Listen to his interview with Jason Lake, really insightful and just what I needed to hear as someone who's seeking investment. I'm not seeking investment anymore. Jason rode through some bad luck and tough times with determination and passion, and eventually got the deal Complexity deserved. He also, oh yeah, I like what he said in this interview. He said something about shout out to all the esports dreamers out there, and I said to him, so from one esports dreamer to another, thank you for the inspiration. Also didn't realise the initial situation around Complexity and Evil Geniuses, as that was a bit before my time in esports, so that was another esports history lesson for me. I've forgotten what happened now. I've forgotten what happened between Complexity and EG. But anyway, I can't remember what happened. I think he liked one of my posts or something. But yeah, that's when I sort of got to know his story, when I listened to that. It was like an hour-long interview that Paul Challoner did. You should be able to find that if anyone's interested. There were a really good bunch of interviews. I think Paul interviewed Shocks as well. He might have even interviewed you, Odie. I can't remember now. Merck says, I'd be down to watch parties, but I've got to afford it. Well, the thing is, the Sunday, the 19th one, it's 7, 8 in the morning, Merck. And so whether you want to and can get to London at that early. Oh, Havertz is, yeah, don't get me started on Havertz, Merck. Nukov says, if FaZe pull out of esports, the dynamic would change for the COD League, being one of the most dominant teams for around 3 seasons on a trot. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, right? It's not as simple for me. It's not as simple as just shoving the FaZe brand. Something needs to happen, though, right? I think Complexity FaZe is not too bad. Complexity FaZe, it's 5 syllables. That's the thing. I mean, complexity is 4 syllables, but it's still okay to say. Comphasity? No, it's not going to work, is it? Who knows what they're going to decide. That was it. The Dallas Cowboys bought the Moda. Yes, you're right. And Merck says the FaZe prediction. You predicted FaZe would end within a year. This was this time last year. It was on one of my streams, wasn't it? I think, and you was almost technically right. Odie says I should watch the executive series. Jason and I did. Oh right, okay. Yeah, there's quite a few big Newcastle fans in esports, Merc. There's, if I remember right, I think Richard Lewis is a Newcastle fan. There's yourself. There's, like you say, Paul Challoner. There's one of my friends, one of my journalist friends, David Duffy, who is doing less esports stuff now and more just, I think, general gaming stuff. He's the final boss at the Gamer website. He's a big Newcastle fan. There we go, look, he's retweeting it. Oh, God, it's like you won the FA Cup. My God. Yeah, anyway, there we go. I'm gonna, what have you put here? I can't remember last week. Executive series. I'll make a note of that, OD. Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy, OD. I'm glad you're friends with him. Let's have a look. The executives, the business of gaming. Ah, okay. Is this it here, is it? Oh my God. What have you done? You naughty, naughty person. Lorks. Go Sacco. Hello, Lorks. How are you? We've got another Arsenal fan in the chat. I'm sad, Lorks. I'm sad. How are you doing, mate? Thank you for the... Oh my God. What have you done? You naughty, naughty person. 2 subs. Chef, how's it going? Hey, and now we're going to have to chop to the last resort. We've got another UK Esports OG in here. Shout out to the last resort, TLR. I've done a video. Where is it? Here. There we go. So I did a video on this. Oh my God. What have you done? You naughty, naughty Nukov. Has someone, hang on a minute, has someone done a gifted thing? No, Lux has subbed. Chef has subbed. Nukov sub. Right, thanks very much. That was a nice little trio of subs there. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much. Merc says I'm going to be jumped in a moment. There's too many Arsenal fans now. Fireworks outside my window. Yeah, Odie said definitely. I just saw that cable. Odie's got a real bugbear. He really hates this cable down here on my heater, and I can sometimes put it up like that and shove it out the way, but it's not working tonight, Odie. Where is it? There we go. Look, there we go. I've put it away for you, and it'll drop down later. How's that for you? How's that? I still haven't done it, have I? Oh no, it's falling down again. Now it's falling down. Mark says Odie would hate the cable management in my room. I just have cables all over the place. Yeah, it fell already, Nukov. I give up. I'm not a... I did one thing. So for this thing up here, the lighty thing, the nano leaf, I was quite impressed with myself because you can see, you might be able to see down here, right? I've run a cable all along the bottom, right? So this bit along here, going all the way round, and I've got these little bits that go around the cable, and you hammer in the tiny nail into the skirting. I've never done anything like that before. My wife advised me what to do, and I did it. So I didn't use my full brain to do that. She did sort of advise, but I did it all myself. Anyway, yeah, shout out to TLR. Chef, I'm going to use the quotes from this interview to put it into an article with other quotes from other interviews at Epic 40. Hopefully do that in the next couple of days. But if you haven't seen this yet, guys, go check it out. If you like Counter-Strike,
News UK at Epicland, Epic 40.
that's all live. That's all. You can go and check it out. And I like their team as well because they had Jackie, the caster. They had Byfield. They had a bunch of players, and yeah, it was really nice to be at Epic 40 and shouting about you know, a proper old school brand that's like 20 years old now in UK esports. So yeah, that was really cool. Thanks, Chef, and everyone else for the subs. Cairo, how's it going? Thank you for following. At Cairo, I saw Cairo at where was it? A few months ago. Confetti, the Confetti X Amazon University Esports Masters. It was good to see you there. Thank you for following. Odie said not 20. Oh, 19 and a bit, is it? Okay, okay. Right, okay. It's because when Jackie said to me, set up in 2003 or like 20 years ago, I just took it as 20 years. When's your actual birthday? Cara says, I'm in the pub, but hope you're having a good stream. Thanks, Cara. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Yeah, it's always just my usual chill stream where I just meander all over the place and just chat about UK esports and all that stuff. Where were we before Chef subbed? What were we talking about? Phase, complexity, Xbox. There was something else I was talking about and I can't remember what it is now. We chatted about UK being knocked out of the Overwatch World Cup, didn't we? Talking of COD, I got some tips from Juki's here on Modern Warfare 3 and what he hopes to see from Warzone 3. We've got, this is less esports, but I do think it's interesting with the whole League of Legends MMO. The former exec producer Ghostcrawler has announced his new studio and MMO codenamed Ghost, so I did a little thing on that. This is a big one I've been working on the past month. Oh, Chef says, I have the post, I started it, 1 sec. Okay, cool. Oh, Odie says, did I see the Koi announcement? I didn't. Was this the iBuy thing, Odie? Oh god, I'm on the wrong bloody thing there. 1 second. Because I retweeted this. Where is it? Was it this one? Odie. iBuy is reportedly set to part ways with Infinite Reality, owners of Koi and Carolina Royal Ravens. The decision will see iBuy leave after months of negotiations over his exit and the process of iBuy planning a new project. Again, shout out to Alejandro Gomez, a fellow Esports Journo of the Year finalist here with a lot more followers than me, and does stuff for Sheep Esports. I mean, Sheep Esports, that's another... don't get me started on them. They've done some good things, but they've also got a few things wrong over the past few weeks and have upset a few people. It's going to be the nature of leaks and roster reporting and all of that stuff. You get a verbal agreement between a player and a team, and it changes, and all this stuff, or you know, they're saying a player's definitely going to this place, and then the agents are coming out saying, "Hang on a minute, no, he's not. They're not going there." They can change. Glory X Legend, thank you for following the stream. F leak culture, man. Yeah. Well. I mean, but you know, someone made the point the other day. We have all of this in football, don't we? Who's that guy that says, "Here we go," and all that stuff? You know, those the football reporters. Here we go, Fabrizio Romano. You know, it's wow, almost 20 million followers. You know, this kind of reporting. This is what they do in esports, isn't it? You know, a line or two. That's it. There's no other context. I like to write articles that have full context so that people reading it for the first time can get a full understanding of what's going on, you know. You know, if I don't know who Rodrigo is, I might be saying, what position does he play? Who was he linked to with other teams? Like, you know, I want to know more. But I do respect this younger generation or the social media generation. This is what they want. This is news. This is all they want. They don't want a whole article for certain things, you know. So I am a little bit stuck in my ways, but I like it, you know. And this as well, right, if I Google Rodrigo Real Madrid, this tweet is not going to be in Google News, is it? This one, the Daily Mail article is there. The BBC article. There's a few others here, right? These articles are the articles that have all the context in them. Daily Mail, oh God, too many ads, but you get my point, right? I mean, even that, look at this, right? Look at this BBC one here. That doesn't have a lot of, that's not a long article, is it? That's basically 2 tweets. 2 or 3 tweets. Anyway, don't get me started on all that stuff, like I say. Glory says the majority of leaks is just GMs leaking stuff to get a vibe check, it feels like. Yeah, I mean, it will be that to an element of that, right? Like Odie says, most leaks now are by the agents. Lork says esports agents are mostly clowns. Odie says, so glad I don't have to deal with them anymore. Most were scared of me. Odie says, I'm a published BBC journalist. You've told me this before, Odie, and I can't remember. Were you working for them for a while? What was your role again? Luke says, Dom, we want to see you play Fortnite. Yes, I said I'd play Fortnite with you, didn't I? Do you know what? I don't have it blooming installed. I've got to get the Epic Games installer and all of that stuff. I'll sort that out. Yeah, because we're back to the old Fortnite map, aren't we? Is that the news in Fortnite at the moment? The copyright fight over Fortnite dance moves is back on. Oh god. Yeah, OG Fortnite update causes huge spike in players. Wow, Fortnite had a 24-hour peak of 4 million, almost 4 million concurrent players compared to the roughly 2 million players it had for most of September and October. I would like to play it again, yeah. I'd like to play the old school. That's how I got into Fortnite back after it launched. It was fun. It's still fun. I just don't get time to play anything anymore. That's the thing. This is where I was, Epic Land. We'll go for Epic Land because I want to do an article on all the winners, the great charity match they did, the community party that I was a part of there. Yeah, it was lovely. Looks like they've got their new, I don't know if you're still in the chat, John, they've got their new tabletop weekender next weekend. That's in Warwick. You know, that's really affordable, isn't it? 20 quid for a day ticket, 40 quid for the full event. Friday to Sunday, 12th of November. That's really good. I want to get some friends together. I'm hopefully going to be at Epic 41, bring some old IRL friends and do like a Warcraft Classic hardcore run and see how far we can get without dying at permadeath. So yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed the pub quiz. I enjoyed all of that stuff. Here we go. I like this, by the way. Intel Community Champion. This is nice. Is this, for this, if you are in the chat, John, what is this? Is this like, does this happen once an event? How do you win this Community Champion? Or was this just like a fun tournament winner? Because this sounds like it's like a GG, you know, almost like a GG for all sort of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like a sort of, yeah, like a community champion advocating good behaviour or something like that, you know. Raptors as well. Let's talk about Raptors. Oh, hi, John. Yeah, Jet crowned each event by winning, taking part in a widespread of community games, not esports. Got you. Right, thank you. I'll put that in my article when I do that. Sorry, my article for Epic Land got a bit delayed because I have got the 3 interviews to transcribe. I wanted to check something on one of them with you, right? And then I had all the Esports Scotland stuff, which kind of took over towards the tail end of the week. Yeah, Merc, you really do. You really do. I can't recommend them enough. Like, just the vibes I get from going there, it's just so relaxed, you know. It's so relaxed. But I think next time I go, I'm going to bring more fruit with me. There is some fruit for sale at the main bit, but I just was eating chips and pizzas all weekend. I try and balance it out with some fruit as well. They do have some fruit there, but they don't have tons. Oh, ESWC, Yoda, you wrote an article. Okay, cool. Well, the ESWC, right, that's been bought now, hasn't it, by the Esports World Cup. Richard Lewis has done a lot of interesting streams and reports on the Esports World. I've typed in Esports World Cup. It's coming up with the FIFA E World Cup. What's that all about? If I put Saudi in. There we go. Yeah, this was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? You know, they had some big people there at this event. Ronaldo was there, I think. I know this isn't this is old news now, but it's, you know, it's going to be shaping esports' future, isn't it? This stuff. Merck says, I struggle to afford lands. Travel cost and event cost is so much for a student, especially since I didn't get the job. Ah, sorry to hear that, mate. Yeah, Epic do. I don't know. You'll have to check with John, but I think Epic Land do. Where's it? I think they have student prices. I'm not sure, but they've got the next event. 73 quid. Is bring your own computer for the 4 days, but they also have spectator passes as well, which I think was like 16 quid a day. Yeah, it's not letting me see the other things I think here. Oh no, there we go. 73 is the launch discount, and then it's 83, or spectator 32 for the whole event. But yeah, get in there, you know, to Kettering. They do good rates for hotels. I think I stayed there 2 nights last week, and the rate was like 70 something, 73 or something like that for a night, including breakfast. And the room was really nice as well. The room didn't feel like a budget room to me. It felt like a slightly higher level than that. That was the Premier Inn, I think it was. I can't remember now. Venue, that's it, venue. Oh, on-site gym as well they have as well. You know, stuff like that. People, because there were some people walking around that had showered and got changed there as well, right? So I think you can stay there as well. There's also outdoor camping as well, right? If you want the real cheap option. And indoor sleeping, that's it. Limited indoor sleeping is available. Space in these rooms is on a first come, first served basis. Bring a camp bed, air bed, or sleeping bag pillow, right? So you can do all that stuff as well, Merc, to save a bit. But yeah, when you get your job, it's a good you know, time to catch up with people and all of that stuff. Food and travel, yeah. I mean, I'm quite lucky where I live because I'm like a 2-hour drive away. So I just hopped in my car. I got there pretty simple. It wasn't that expensive. Anyway, yeah, I'll go for Epic LAN. Shout out to Raptors. They're the first ever UK CS2 LAN winners at Epic 40, powered by Intel. And you know, a special shout out to them because they've won the last ESL Prem. Sadly, ESL UK Prem and other national ESL Prems are cancelled now by ESL, but Raptors won the last one, and they've won the first CS2 LAN, so I'm going to make sure I mention that. And I think actually there was something more to that as well. Let's have a look here. I think Duck, shout out to Duck, has done something for UK CSGO. Where did he put it here? Yeah, I also believe, needs to do a fact check, Raptors are the first team to do both the Epic LAN and Insomnia double, and Epic, Insomnia and ESL Prem treble, which is interesting. Congrats to them on this achievement. So, you know, I find it interesting because Raptors haven't really been a big name, have they, in UK CS up until like this year, pretty much. It's, you know, it was always Endpoint in recent years, and then Into the Breach did well over the past year or two. Now Raptors have got a good team, but will they be able to keep their team together if they keep doing well all the time? We'll have to see, right? So yeah, that was Epic LAN. I wonder if there's anything else I can chat about from Epic LAN. We had the pub quiz. We had CS2. I'm sure there's all the winners on here. Like I say, I need to do my nice article that collates it all together. Here was it. Here it is. The charity show match between the Bin Men and Granny's Knockers. Team names. I want to see their total This account doesn't exist. What's happened there? All right, they must have changed. They must have changed their name here. Wow, so they tweeted the other day £6,000 has been raised overall for numerous charities. That is brilliant, isn't it? But specifically Epic LAN. Oh, we've drawn... Right, they've drawn all the prizes. Where is it here? There it is. So from Epic LAN, almost 3,000. So over £2,800 they've raised towards breast cancer. I think Breast Cancer UK. So that's phenomenal, isn't it? They put a lot in there. I should probably donate something, but I put a World's Unlocked $150 thing in for the raffle. Shout out to Riot who gave me that, and also AOC contributed a monitor to this as well, which was really nice. So I'll have to make sure I mention that when I do the coverage as well. I'll make a note of that so I don't forget. My boomer brain. Okay. So that's that. That's Epic LAN. Does anyone want to chat about anything else? I mean, obviously the big story I did just before I get on to that. EU out of Worlds. That's slightly old news now. Yeah, let's talk about these three before I do the Scotland thing. So Mezzi, one of the top UK CS pros, he's leaving Fnatic as prepares to join Vitality. I wonder if he's actually announced he's joined Vitality now. No, he still hasn't announced it. He's been heavily linked with Vitality, according to this report by HLTV and a few other reports as well. Mezzi will be joining Vitality, and there's a former Endpoint player, Flames, I think, at Vitality as well. So Mezzi's going to be reunited with him. So he's going, and he's thanked Fnatic for his time there. John says Raptors roster has left the org after the event, I think. Ah, right, I missed that, John. Right, thanks for letting me know. Was it formed just for the event? Because I know you get some teams, some rosters forming just for the events, right? Or just for Insomnia, or just for Epic LAN. Where am I looking here? I like their jerseys, by the way. I like the green. We don't see many esports jerseys like that. I quite like the colours. I guess it's a little bit similar to Quadrant, but I think Quadrant are a brighter shade of green. What? Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, yeah, I can't see that in their announcements, John. Maybe it was always just forming a team just for Epic LAN, or it hasn't been announced. Oh no, sorry, I missed it. We bid farewell to our CS2 roster. That was a couple of days ago. Part ways with the organisation after a mightily successful run in the last season of the ESL Prem and Epic 40. Well, I'll be very interested to see where these players turn up. If they've done so well together, are we going to see some players, like we saw it Into the Breach, getting picked up by other big teams? Cypher joined TSM, didn't he? I've typed in Raptors CS, coming up with blooming American sports. Right, here they are. These players here. Pap, Zodi, Regan, Awaken, MMS, iFan. I've heard a lot of people praising Awaken in particular, the Bulgarian player. So who knows where these are going to end up next? If they're going to stick together and join another org, or if they're going to go, you know, to other teams. I'll be interested to see what happens there. I'll try and keep an eye on that news and cover that, because they've obviously, you know, made a good name for themselves. OD, see you soon, mate. I'm going to head off soon as well. OD, always a pleasure, mate. Good luck with the NSE stuff. Merck says, if I know some people coming down from Newcastle, I'll try and hitch a ride. Yep. Planning to try and go I-72 next year, but as a volunteer. Okay, good luck. While thinking about Insomnia, you got any idea what's happening there? No. And between us, obviously they had 2 people made redundant recently, sadly. Khan, who's been their esports manager or whatever the job title is for quite a while now, and Geo, I can't remember the second part of his name, Geo something, which is really sad. I've been trying to get comment and just some, feedback from Player One events, Insomnia, if this was part of like wider redundancies. What does it mean for their esports? They've got rid of 2 esports people, and then they've got, I think they're still having Dino doing their esports stuff. Well, what does that mean for the future of their esports? This is what I've said to them. It'd be lovely to get some kind of comment or statement or clarification from you, because there'll be people, I was talking to quite a few people at Epicland last week who were a bit worried about Insomnia, like what's going on with their esports stuff. What does that mean? They don't have Khan there managing all that now. Like, what the hell's going on for next year? So, I don't have the full scoop, I'm afraid, for that yet, Merck. So, I don't know exactly what's happening. I'd imagine they're just cutting back a bit, and we'll probably try and get Dino to do all the esports they're still doing with one person. And it's going to be pretty hard for them. But who knows? Maybe they'll scale back a little bit, I'm not sure. Geo Snipe, that was it, yeah. Merck says, I've been hesitant to go to Insomnia since Geosite was like the voice between Player One events and the community. I know they hired a sidekick essentially for Khan in I-70, I-71. I think that is Dino. I can't think, he's not Dino when you search for him on Twitter, but someone did send me his Twitter handle recently. So yeah, really tough. So yeah, we've spoken about Mezzi. I wanted to mention this one again because I am someone that has tinnitus. I wouldn't call myself a tinnitus sufferer because that implies it's horrendous to live with. It can be annoying, and when I go to sleep at night or if I'm in a silent room, I notice it more. It is bloody annoying. I can't explain what it's like having tinnitus. It's just annoying. My sister has it really loud, and I've got an aunt that has it louder than me as well. There's no cure for it. It's a permanent ringing in your ears, and it's bloody annoying. And so there's a Make Listening Safe campaign, and this stuff is important. You might laugh at me and all that, but keep an eye on, just check your volumes. I used to be in bands and wouldn't always wear earplugs when I was at band practice, which is stupid, standing next to a really loud guitar amp and a drum. I'd go to lots of gigs and club nights and all this stuff, and I didn't wear, and now I'm suffering because of it. And this former pro player, Zero in CS, has tinnitus as well, and told his story. And there's a nice video of him talking about it here, which I've put on the Esports News UK YouTube, and I put a quote on TikTok as well. And he's actually got some software that automatically lowers sound levels in CS, which sounds interesting. You'd have to Google that. I didn't look into his software too much, but I used the press release they sent over and this and that. But yeah, I have earplugs, really good. I really like these. This isn't sponsored. These are only about 20 quid. Loop earplugs, and I carry them around. They're on my keys, right? So wherever I'm at, if I'm out and it's a noisy place, I can just get them out, pop them in, and they're kind of, can you see it that well? I don't know if you can see that. It's like almost looks like some kind of earring or something, and they do the job. You can still hear relatively clearly, and they just they just block out however many decibels it is. So yeah, I need to wear them now because loud noises set off my tinnitus. So that was an important story. I wanted to cover that. Good luck to the campaign. They had a launch event at Guild Esports the other day. Gamers have a 52% higher likelihood of self-reported tinnitus compared to non-gamers. Right, these big headsets, people turn the volume up loud. Don't turn them up so blooming loud. You don't need to. So yeah, there's all stats. You can look in the article if you want more info on that. Sorry, not Dino. Deanish. Yeah. I think I got that wrong, John. Yeah. No, I don't listen when I'm on stream. I'll just say things, right? It's my verbal stuff. It's not published articles. Hey, Gems, how are you? Gems says, because kids don't use the Fatality Creative Sound Blaster ZTHX sound cards anymore. Shake my head. Well, were they like auto lowering, or were they really noisy? Those. Do you know what? Do you know what headphones I use? I don't like the big headphones. I use these. These are Logitech. Are they Logitech? How can I tell what they are? Yeah, G333 or whatever it is. G33. Yeah, Logitech. And this one I've got here. This is the KDA, the League of Legends KDA branded one. Which, you're not going to be able to see that well, I don't think. It's going to be hard to see that in the light. There we go, KDA. You might be able to see it a little bit there. Bit silver KDA. And I like the blue and the black on the end. Quite cool. I don't even think they're that KDA. I mean, the KDA colour scheme is more like purple, isn't it? Purple and black and white. But I really like these. They're really nice and comfortable. I don't like big headsets. But anyway, each to their own, right? Oh, they introduced fake 5.1 to gaming headsets. Okay, nice. So last couple I'll write about. I might have a look around on Twitter afterwards. Guild Esports raised up to £1 million in a new Middle Eastern push. So they want to establish a foothold in that region. They've obviously got a good relationship with Saudi Arabia, Savvy Gamers Group, whatever you want to call them, Saudi Esports Federation and all that. You can read the article. I've got links to, they're going to be involved in the Esports World Cup, all of this stuff. This doesn't surprise me at all. And Jasmine Ski, the CEO of Guild, says there's an immense international appetite for esports, particularly in the MENA region, which is rapidly emerging as an esports hub. Yeah. Okay. And then the big report I published yesterday. Merck says, don't check the mayhem I've caused on Twitter, Don. What have you done, Merck? Jem says, looking forward to some Guild tweets in July next year. Yep. What have you done, Merck? Let's have a look. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong Merck there. On air talent for CDL and WZ. There you go, I didn't even know. Arteta. Oh, that's something you've retweeted there. What chaos have you caused on Twitter? Are you annoying Arsenal fans? God, your whole Twitter stream is Newcastle, isn't it? I can't see trouble you're causing. You're not getting Arsenal fans. Oh, you had fun. Yeah. John says popcorn time. Yeah, it's, I mean, I could have spoken about this earlier. I don't like to, when I do reports like this, and I've spent a long time talking to sources, corroborating and all that stuff, getting the facts right, making sure it's accurate. I'm not a big fan of doing like streams that talk about it on top of it as well. I like to keep it pretty straight down the line. But I will say, after publishing this, I have had other people, you can see it actually on the tweets, and people DMing me as well about other examples of, they're owed money and this and that, still owed money. Where is it here? And, shout out to UK CSGO. It's the first time I've done a joint investigation with another publication in this way. So yeah, it's been a year, almost a year, since the Scottish Esports League 5 event took place. A lot of people are still owed money from that, and you know, other people are tweeting here. Pierre Silcock Commerman, who does the Project Gap stuff, does the League of Legends women's tournament. I can't remember what it's called now, and does other bits and pieces as well. It says he claims he hasn't been paid from 2021 still. You know, I was under the impression this was just Scottish Esports League 5. Dean's on Toast said some members of the talent team and some players haven't been paid for R6 Battlegrounds tournament from June last year. I haven't corroborated these things. These are claims. So yeah, and you know, it's quite a long article, but I wanted to break it down into sections. It was a team that originally reached out to UK CSGO. A CS team, a few players from the 2 finalist teams at SEL5 last year who reached out to UK CSGO, and then UK CSGO got in touch with me. Have you heard this, Dom? So we worked together on this, and I want to preface this by saying, like, you know, I've had a lot of good interactions with Esports Scotland. I think they've done a lot of good things. I wanted to put a whole section in here on their background and the stuff they've done at the Commonwealth. Good partnerships with Dundee and Angus College. They've selected players in Rocket League at the Commonwealth. They've done various events and things. You know, they seem to have done some good stuff in the past. But these players, these CS players, came out. They're not happy with the fact they haven't been paid from last year. Some of them complained about some of the admins and how they were treated and things, how the admins treated the players at the event. There's other bits and pieces. I won't go into it too much because you can read the article. But we don't know when people are going to get paid, and you know, sadly that's the thing. People would have been asking what's happening with Scottish Esports League 6 anyway, right? So at some point this article would have been written, whether it's now or in a month's time or in 2 weeks' time or whatever else. So Scottish Esports League isn't happening this year. It's been pushed back until people have been paid, and we don't know when that is. But yeah, there's a lot of like info in there. Worked hard to put all that together, but a few other people have reached out to me after this and want to jump on calls with me and talk to me about other things. So I'm happy to talk to people. Just bear with me because, as always, I always have so much on. But yeah, I tried to be as fair as possible, and reached out to James at Esports Scotland for his comment and so on. And we also had some good comment from the British Counter-Strike Association as well. Shout out to Alan Hender there, who's been doing some good things like representing players and so on. And the Scottish Esports Network. I don't know too much about the Scottish Esports Network. I've got a call with them soon to learn more about them. They put a statement out as well. Talking about, you know, helping to grow the industry, and they said it starts with holding ourselves as a country to a higher standard and so on, to be respected on the global stage. Right, hang on, let me catch up on the chat here. Jem says, what are the steps they're taking to actually pay people, do you know, Dom? Well, so James's statement said, it mentioned challenges from economic pressures, and that they're actively engaged with those affected and remain committed to growing Esports Scotland with our commercial partners. I've put a section in here about when might payment be made. And we do understand from sources and things that Esports Scotland are exploring new revenue streams beyond sponsorship in a bit to raise funds, but don't have a firm answer, you know. There's no guarantees. I don't know, you know. I understand if payments are late by 3 or 4 months sometimes. You know, some companies have 90-day payment terms. Sometimes, you know, invoices get paid, I think, 3 to 4 months. If you get paid within 3 to 4 months, most people, you know, won't mind too much. At that point, they'll be happy they get paid. But when you get to a year, it is quite long, right? So there was, you know, these players were upset and they came to me and UK CSGO to have their say and talk about it. And since they have done that, there's been other people that have come out that have said they've been upset that they haven't been paid as well. Yeah, John says they've been saying they've been trying to raise funds since January. Nothing's changed. Waz VL, thank you for following. Thanks for the follow. Your name rings a bell, Waz. Were you at a tournament or something recently? I saw you on Twitter recently, I think. Well, this is the thing, Merc. You know, their prize pool has jumped because I looked at all their prize pools. Where did I put it here? SEL 1 and 2, I couldn't find what the prize pools were. I think for SEL 1, I don't think there was a prize pool at SEL 1. I'm not sure about SEL 1 and 2. It was hard for me to find that info. But SEL 3 had a prize pool of £3,000. SEL 4 had £11,000. And SEL 5 had £15,000. You know, those are quite big jumps. You know, 15, that's a really good amount. If they had that money to pay out, that's a good amount for a sort of, you know, amateur grassroots esports event. You know, an Iron Brew, that's a big name. You know, that's a big sponsor. But apparently that money from Iron Brew and those sponsors went to pay for previous events and things. It's all in the article. So, yeah. Jem says lots of tweet.jpegs out there, but is there any actual movement towards getting any kind of relief to those affected, like at all? Saw in the article about Esports Scotland engaging with those involved, but my guess is that's... Well, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say for sure, you know. It's Esports Scotland, from what I understand, have been telling people they are, you know, doing their best to get people paid, but a year is a long time. And people like the CS players, I guess they're losing their patience now, you know. Oh, Waz, I'm a player that competed in SEL. I appreciate your work on the article. Thanks, Waz. That's where I recognise your name from. I think you tweeted about it the other day. Yeah, Merc, Insomnia has a prize pool of 3 to 5k and less than that in some games. And Insomnia is a big event, right? I know people have complained... low prize pools, you know, CS players have said the prize pools aren't worth it at Insomnia for the money they have to spend to get there. But yeah. Hey, Governor, how are you? How are you? I'm reading things. I'm not going to read everything out because there's, you know, questions and all of that stuff on there and claims and things. But yeah. How are you, Governor? I've been seeing your funny tweets. What did you put on your Brod and Friends? I haven't been following the... You have to fill me in on how the UKEL's going and all that stuff. Is there any news and things I've missed? You're playing against the Lionesses tomorrow, the Lions Creed Lionesses. Interesting. Why are you wearing West Ham tops? You've announced a loan deal for Trizzy to DMG Esports. Is that the Sweden one? Yeah. £8,670 loan fee attached with add-ons. What is that picture of him at a match there? What? Is he actually on a loan deal? What's going on? Is he left Brod and Friends now, or was this all just funny team stuff? Highest win rate of any UKEL team. I saw this the other day, 100%. Oh, he's not gone. Okay. Waz says we're considering the court process, but knowing if we go for the entire prize pool, people take less. Governor says, I'm fine, thanks. Been away for almost a month, so happy to be back at home with the boys on Discord. Oh, he's online playing for them for the weekend in some cup competition. Okay. Oh, Waz says, I was the player that was somewhat mocked that was mentioned in the article. I have a screenshot if you haven't seen it. I don't think you're the only one, Waz, because I think one of the CS players was as well. I have seen a screenshot. I decided for a few reasons not to publish that screenshot. If we're going to name admins, you know, we have to name all the admins. I have to do deeper research into what those admins are like. I don't know. I don't felt it was fair to name admins when I don't know that individual situation that well. And then also we'd probably have to go back to James for a right of reply and all that stuff. But yeah, not a great situation, is it? And, you know, I hope everyone gets paid. I hope the situation sorts itself out. I mean, you know, UK Esports, we've been down this road so many times, haven't we? Writing about covering companies that owe people money and, you know, from my discussions with James, sounded remorseful and he wants to get everyone paid. So, but you know, for me, just removing my objective hat and talking from a personal viewpoint, if I owed people money and it was I knew it had gone beyond 3, 4, 5 months, I would be doing whatever I can to get that money over to them. You know, take on a second job, get a loan or whatever. I don't like, I can't, debts stress me out, right? It's stressful enough having a mortgage. You know, I hate having a mortgage or a car loan. I don't have a car loan at the moment, but I've got mortgage. I've got house loan where we did some refurb stuff last year that went over budget. I'm trying to get that paid off. You know, I wouldn't be able to sleep well at night. I just wouldn't be able to if I knew I owed people money. It just plays on my mind. But everyone's different, right? But I'm sure, you know, James isn't happy with the situation either. Waz says, I heard a league player flew out from Germany, but I could be mistaken. Yeah, again, these CS players that came to us, I could have done loads more research. I spoke to Daffyd at UK CSGO about this. I could have done a lot more research around other players and things like that. But, you know, it's how you know, deep you want to go with it. I wanted to respect the CS players. I didn't want it to be an essay, this article. I wanted the CS players came to us. That's who we wrote about mainly in the article, to tell their story, because they're the ones that came to us, you know. And I've said to people, I'm surprised there wasn't a twit longer or something over the past year. I'm amazed by that no players come out with a twit longer. Lorks, thank you for the sub. Are you going? Let's play Fortnite soon, mate. Maybe tomorrow night. Merck says, the only person I owe money to is a close mate, and that's just the way we are. We pay each other back by paying for the next footy match. Yeah, that's nice as well. And do you know what? I'll let you in on one of my habits. When I get to a Friday, so I do the school run Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so I don't get to go to events really, like press events and things on those days, because I have to be here around 9 o'clock, around 3 o'clock, drop the kids off, pick them up. And when I've dropped all the kids off on a Friday morning and we're getting to the tail end of the week and my inbox is slowing down, I don't drive straight home. I drive to a local cafe and I have a full English breakfast and I chill out for a bit. And yesterday when I was in there, there's you know, you'll get to know some of the other regular customers and the people in there. And like clockwork, one of the regular customers came in and I got chatting to him again, how's it going and all that stuff. And there's new owners at the cafe. So when I went to pay for my breakfast at the end, the lady serving me, she'd done something wrong on the tablet, right, to pay for the breakfast. And she completely mucked it up. It was only accepting cash at that point. She couldn't get the card tap machine to work, and I didn't have any cash on me. So I was like, "Don't worry, I'll go across the road. There's a cash machine nearby, and I'll come back with the money." But you know, one of the guys, this regular customer, said, "Oh, don't worry, Dom, I'll cover you. And I was like, no, I feel bad, I'll get it." He's like, no, he got the money out, right? He got a tenner out or whatever. He's like, "No, don't worry." I was like, "Well, that's very kind." I was like, "I owe you a breakfast now." You know, little things like that, yeah, I think completely fine. But, you know, some of the people that messaged me are owed, someone messaged me the other day, they're owed almost £5,000. You know? That is a lot of money, isn't it? You know, it's just a lot of money. So, you know, that's not a £10, £11 breakfast for Dom. And it's not a laughing matter, is it? So I hope everyone gets paid. Like I say, we're seeing this in other teams and other things in esports. It happens, but it's not acceptable, is it? Waz says, "I think people have accepted it since the second delay. I forget about it until someone posts something, and I'm not sure people are that comfortable with doing a tweet longer." Yeah, you're right. And I guess if it goes public, I doubt it will speed up the process. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on the actually, talking about this is on my list to do something on this. Someone else messaged me after they saw me publish this article talking about the women's Kabul Rocket League tournament apparently owes a lot of people, and they keep putting tweets out about their merch. Where was it here? They put a tweet out on my birthday here. Shout out to Slumpy UK Rocket League player. Said Ratio and Ad G1 official pay people. Right, I think G1 is the owner of the women's Kabul series. And someone else, Trevor Hanna's gone here. Keep posting through it. This will surely pay off. Other people gone. How about you overcome the challenge of paying your players? And someone else, Macca Leylin, has said here, "I'm so glad the merch drop is being worked on faster than the girls' payments." Alana said, "So when do I get paid exactly?" You know, all of this stuff. So, you know, I think more people are commenting on that. They had these, from what I understand, these issues before. I think someone did an article on it. I think Esports Insider did an article on it. There we go. August. G1 yet to pay out women's Kabul prize winnings to teams, reportedly hasn't paid staff. Now, when I said, the person who messaged me, I sent this article back to them saying, "Oh, look, this is old news, isn't it? This has already been reported on." And they said to me, "No, Dom. Following all this, and teams were threatening to boycott the tournaments. They got paid shortly after this point, right? Whenever it was, early August. Now this is other stuff that's still not paying out, apparently. You know, so, you know, people are upset about this now, the Women's Rocket League tournament series. So, you know, I know there's not a lot of money in esports, but if you are agreeing to bring people on and you're agreeing with them that you're going to pay them for the work they're doing, you need to follow through on it, is my view. If you don't have the money, get volunteers. You know, okay, some people will criticise you. Why are you not paying people? Why are you only using volunteers? But if you go out and say, we need this volunteer and that volunteer, and you're very clear with it, and you're clear with not promising people money up front, then you're not, you know, doing as bad on people as you are if you're promising money and not paying them, in my opinion. Jem says, "Dom in EastEnders." What, am I missing something there? What have I done? How am I in EastEnders? Mark says Slumpy is a legend. Slumpy is, I agree, has done a lot of cool things and is very easy to talk to. And has given me some quotes and things for articles as well. Yeah, I'm hearing your comments, Waz. I need to play Red Dead 2. Still need to play it. Oh, Gems, yeah, the full English. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sounds like an episode of EastEnders. Sorry, yeah. I catch up on chat. I do. I take a while and then I catch up on chat like a minute or two later. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing you guys. I'm hearing you. I don't know. I just hope it all gets resolved and it's not fun reporting on things like that. You know, I set up the site to shout about the achievements in esports. You know, the players like Messi, right? People winning tournaments, things like that. Interesting partnerships or interesting news. I don't like writing about stuff like that, and every time I write about something like that, it sort of drags me down, and yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? But anyway, I think that's it. I think that's everything I was going to chat about this time. Is there anything else anyone wants to ask me or chat about? Is there anything... have a look at news tab, see if there's any newsy stuff. I think it's all going to be BlizzCon, isn't it, at the moment? Interview with Warcraft. Snappy reaches verbal agreement with Team Falcons. I wonder how the Overwatch World Cup is going on. Aggressivo and Nafkala have reached a verbal agreement with Aegis in the LFL. More League of Legends roster stuff. BlizzCon. BlizzCon stated there was no longer a main broadcast for the Overwatch World Cup going on. Wow. I missed that. Never in my esports career did I think I'd have to witness the conclusion of a Tier 1 global tournament through a tweet thread. Well, it doesn't surprise me if that's all true. Live tweeting an esports series. Jonathan Snowden was tweeting all this. Wow, it's not being streamed. I didn't realise that. That's crazy. I wish I'd known that when I wrote my article about Team UK. Oh, hang on, they've got they have got it on YouTube. So what's Jack Lucky talking about here? Am I missing something? Oh, where's my blooming tweet gone? I've lost the tweet here. Oh, there was no longer a main broadcast for the Overwatch World Cup going on. Well, it looks like it's here. It's on YouTube. Unless this is like a post thing. This is posted after. Blizzard has stopped caring about Overwatch League, Merc says. Let me catch up on this stuff, hang on. Yeah, Crazy, you done bad at Worlds again. Yep, I did an article on that. Jem said, thoughts on the Esports World Cup, Dom? I mean, it's just the latest sort of... It's the latest. Let me bring up the thing. We're just... It's the latest drive, isn't it, from Saudi Arabia. We're going to see more and more of this stuff happening. So it doesn't surprise me. I think they're going to get big teams on board... big players. I just hope they don't have, you know, conflicts of interest where, because I think for Gamers 8 and other things they had some stipends or stipends, however you want to say it, towards teams for doing certain things. I just hope they don't fund teams as like investors in their tournaments. I feel like that's a conflict of interest, you know, like for example ESL shouldn't own FaZe or whatever, you know, and have FaZe playing in their tournaments. It just feels wrong to me. But I'm not saying that's happening. I'm just saying I hope it doesn't happen. And yeah, I mean, you know, we've had people on these streams. Odie is a big believer in Saudi and esports, and as I said, they've all been all friendly with him and all of this stuff, but, you know, it's how they treat other people, isn't it? I think that's the point. And their laws and so on. But, you know, since I wrote that opinion piece that I did, this one here, there does seem to be more of an acceptance now coming from the West and so on towards Saudi in esports. And one of the points I made as well is the players, you know, imagine you're a player or a student or an esports person in Saudi, and you're seeing all the West dialogue towards Saudi. You know, those young players, they're not responsible for setting the laws in their country. You know, how much they feel seeing the West dialogue about their country getting involved in esports. You know, shouldn't we be welcoming into them? So it's a tough one. You know, it is a tough one. Can we find a middle ground? I'm kind of getting a bit burnt out with the whole Saudi thing in esports now. You know. So yeah, not a very good answer to your question, but yeah, it's hard. Oh, it's the opening ceremony. The end of the game was cut off, right? The scheduling got effed where the opening ceremony cut off the end of the SK versus Canada game. Governor says enjoying the Browdy content. I saw you done a few bits, yeah. What's the Koi news? I think Odie said that to me earlier. Is it the iBuy thing or is it something else? Merck says the one thing I've noticed through Mohammed bin Salman coming to Newcastle FC games is he's more acceptance and supporting United with pride quite a bit. Right, that's interesting. Oh, no longer Koi in LEC. Rogue, we maybe see a comeback. Right, no, I didn't see that. Oh gosh, it's just happened. Oh no, sorry, it was yesterday. Okay, yeah, it is partly the iBuy thing, right? iBuy and Koi have decided to dissolve their partnership. Sorry, Koi has dissolved the partnership with Infinite Reality. Oh, but it says Rect Global keeps ownerships of its teams in COD, Rocket League, Rainbow Six, and their championship winning League of Legends roster in the LEC. So it's going to be branded as... What's it going to be branded as then? Now, that's what I want to know. I'm sure someone's done an article on this. Wow, has no one done an article on this? Because I want to know what that means for their LEC team. But like the roster. Oh, okay. Rogue, we maybe see it come. I understand, yeah. I understand now. Right, okay. Right, guys. It's nearly midnight, isn't it? I think I'm going to love you and leave you. Unless there's anything else you want to chat about. But yeah, I can feel my voice getting... what do you call it? Like a little sore throat where I've talked for too much. I don't know how professional streamers do it. I really don't. They must be silent for the other, like, whatever, 7-8 hours of their day. And then they're just talking constantly on the stream. I couldn't be a pro streamer. I just couldn't do it. Mark says, my big thing with Saudi and esports is I don't think there's ever going to be 100% acceptance of it. We'll have to see, won't we? Who knows what it'll be like in 10, 20 years. Yeah. I feel like I've had 4 subs this. I feel like I've missed a sub. I'll have to check Twitch, but thank you to everyone who subbed and everyone who viewed. Should we have a look at raids? Who can we raid? There's 10 of us still, which is great for like half 11. Let's have a look at who's online and who I can raid with, even if it's for a few minutes. Let's have a look here. Hang on. There's a couple here. Is that Esports Lecturer? Is that James Fraser Morrison, or is that someone else? Oh no, it's Kevin. Kevin, an Esports Lecturer. I'm gonna raid Kevin. He used to work at Staffs Uni a while ago, and before that, Riot Games. And he's streaming near Replicant. So give Kevin a shout. I haven't spoken to him in a while. How do I raid? Hang on a minute. Yeah, Merc, I agree, but I don't think they're going to change their laws. I don't know. It's their culture, isn't it? Oh God, how do I raid someone? I always forget how to do this. Oh, here we go. Raid channel. There we go. There we go. Right, thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.
Played a bunch of Apex yesterday, and then I hopped onto Valorant, and then I hopped onto TFT. I just jumped between a bunch of games yesterday. I'm enjoying Apex though. I might play a bit more Apex. Esports News UK raided me. Hello. 10 viewers. That must have been Dom then, right? Oh, hey Angels. Well, it isn't Kevin. Yo, what's up? Merc. Sadly, this isn't esports related content, but you're free to always ask me questions if you need to. Another follower. That's the one. That's the first one. Merc. Hello. Welcome. Appreciate the raid. I assume it was Dom that sent me, right? Or sent you guys, sorry. Hi. Doing alright, Dom. How you doing yourself? Did you just finish up on the stream, I assume? Was it esports news? Was it esports UK news, I assume? Yeah, we're just playing some video games. Tomorrow, actually, since this is a bit more topical, if anyone interested in League of Legends observing, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a VOD review with one of my students, / mentees, I guess. Time-wise, I haven't really determined. It will be tomorrow sometime. Let's say evening time, nothing too late. It'll be like an hour or 2 hours. What I'll do is basically we'll watch over a VOD that they observe.